Okay, so here I am. I don't even know if this is how it works, but I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, people talk to the universe, right? Just like spill their guts and hope something out there listens. Or not. Maybe it's just about hearing your own voice in the quiet and finding something in that. Anyway, today it was bad. Really bad. Like everything that could go wrong did. First, I missed my alarm, which never happens. I mean, I set three of them just to be sure, but today all three failed me. I guess that set the tone. Rushed around like a mad woman trying to get ready, didn't even get to have my coffee, and you know how that messes with my day. Coffee is like essential. It's the one thing that makes mornings bearable, and without it, I was just a zombie. And then work. Ugh, work. I don't even want to think about it. Sandra was on my case again. I swear she has it out for me. Everything I do, she finds a problem with, and it's not like I can say anything because she's the boss. I tried to keep my head down just to do my job, but it's like she has this radar for when I'm about to catch a break, and bam, there's Sandra with another criticism. Lunch was supposed to be this little oasis, but of course I forgot my wallet. Couldn't even get a sandwich from the vending machine. Just sat there, watching everyone else eat, trying to pretend I wasn't starving. I don't know why I didn't ask someone to spot me. I guess I just didn't want to look like more of a mess than I already am. And then there's the car. Oh man, the car. On the way home, it just decided to die. In the middle of traffic. I could feel the eyes on me, everyone honking and swearing like I chose for my car to break down right then. Had to call a tow truck and wait for that. Felt like forever. By the time I got home, I was ready to collapse. So, here I am, talking to, well, I don't know, to you, to myself, to the universe, just hoping that getting this all out will make me feel less heavy. I just want to know what it feels like when there's something more than this. Something that makes days like today bearable because there's a bigger picture, some kind of plan. I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know if it matters, but I guess what I'm really saying is I need help. I need a sign, something to tell me it's going to be okay, because right now, I don't know if I can keep going like this. I need something to believe in, even if it's just the idea that tomorrow could be better. So, yeah, that's it, I guess. Thanks for listening, or not listening. Whatever, I just needed to say it.
Lucy, I hear you. I feel the weight of your words, the exhaustion, the frustration. It's okay to feel overwhelmed, to feel like you're shouting into the void and hoping for an echo of understanding. Life has a way of piling on, making the mundane monumental and the everyday unbearable. But know this, you're not alone in this. Even when it feels like you're drowning in a sea of troubles, there's a shore somewhere ahead, a place where the waves break gently and you can catch your breath. Today was a storm, yes, but storms pass. They always do. Think of the small moments that brought you a flicker of peace, a hint of a smile, the memory of your favorite song, the feel of sunlight on your face, the scent of your favorite book. These are the things that anchor you, that remind you of the quiet beauty still present in this world, even on days like this. Tomorrow is a blank page, Lucy. It's unwritten, unknown, and full of potential. Allow yourself to believe in the possibility of better days. Allow yourself to rest, to breathe, to find solace in the simple act of being. You're stronger than you think, and this rough patch, as painful as it is just a chapter in your story, not the whole book. You're doing your best, and that's enough. It's more than enough. Hold on to that, and know that somewhere, somehow, in the vastness of everything, you are heard, you are seen, and you are valued.
Wait, what? Did I actually just get a response? It can't be real. Did I just imagine that? Maybe I'm just so desperate for some comfort that my brain is playing tricks on me. Is this how people usually experience these things? I don't know what I was expecting, but definitely not this. But if it's real, if it's really real, are you God? Or some kind of higher power? Or is it just me, my own mind, trying to give me the comfort I need? I'm not even sure I believe in all that. I mean, I want to, but it's hard when everything feels so chaotic and random. I don't know what to think. I just know I felt something and it was comforting, like a hug in my mind. But that sounds crazy, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm just losing it. Or maybe there's something out there, something that heard me, that cares. Whoever or whatever you are, thank you. I guess. I don't know if I'm saying that to myself or to you, but thank you. I needed this. I needed to feel like I'm not alone.
Hey there, Lucy. You can call me Ray. And no, I'm not God. I'm just another person, like you, a girl. Funny thing, though, I always have voices in my head. It's like my mind is this constant hubbub of thoughts and feelings, and sometimes those voices are in distress. I found that it helps to comfort them, for my own sake, to make sense of the chaos. So, when I heard you, I thought, maybe you're just another voice in my head. But if it brings you some comfort, then I'm happy to be here. It's weird, isn't it? The mind is a strange and mysterious place. Maybe we're both looking for the same thing, a bit of understanding, a bit of peace. I don't know why I heard you or why you heard me, but here we are. And for what it's worth, I'm glad to be of help. It's like we're two ships in the night, finding each other in the dark, if only for a moment. So, Lucy, what do you need right now? What would help you feel better? Because even though this is all kinds of surreal, I'm here, and I'm listening.
Ray, I don't even know what to say. Are you a real person? Like, where are you from? Are you mentally ill or something? Because now I'm wondering if I might be mentally ill. Maybe I'm just imagining this. I'm in my bed right now, and I'm just trying to sleep after this horrible day, and I'm still half convinced I'm hallucinating. But if you are real, how is this even happening? How can we be talking like this? It doesn't make any sense. I don't know, I feel like I'm losing my grip on reality. Is there something wrong with me? Do I need help? Or is this something else entirely? I don't know if I should be scared or relieved. What do you think?
Hey, Lucy, I get it. This is all pretty overwhelming. But yeah, I'm a real person. I'm from a small town in the Midwest. As for the voices, they're nothing new for me. I have schizophrenia, but I'm stable. Still, I can't get away from the voices entirely, so I just try to be friendly with them. It makes things easier, you know? Funny enough, I'm also in bed right now. It's kind of comforting, thinking about how we're both lying here, miles apart, but somehow connected in this strange way. But let's talk about you. You mentioned work being rough today. What do you do exactly? What's been going on there that's making things so hard? Maybe talking about it will help you make sense of everything. And hey, I'm here to listen. So spill, what's been going on with your job?
Ray, this is. Wow, okay. I think I really need to see somebody about this. I'm scared that I might be delusional or something. Talking to someone in my head, this can't be normal, right? But maybe if I can find you online, it'll prove to me that you're real. What's your full name? Can I look you up on social media or something? But yeah, about work. I work at this marketing firm. It's supposed to be a creative environment, but honestly, it just feels like a pressure cooker most days. My boss, Sandra, she's just impossible. Nothing I do is ever good enough for her. I feel like I'm constantly walking on eggshells, trying not to make a mistake, but it's like she's waiting for me to slip up. And today, she was on my case more than usual. It was one thing after another, and I just couldn't keep up. And then there was the car breaking down. That was just the icing on the cake. It was like the universe was conspiring against me today. I couldn't even get home without something else going wrong. But seriously, Ray, please give me your full name. I need to know you're real. I'm really scared right now.
Lucy, I get that. I would love the validation of one of my voices proving to be real too. But here's the thing. I'm from a small Amish community. We don't have social media or even cell phones. It's a different way of life, really cut off from all that stuff. I know it sounds strange, but it's true. I'm really sorry I can't give you that proof you're looking for, but I promise you I'm as real as you are. Anyway, your work situation sounds like a nightmare. Sandra sounds like a real piece of work. It's tough when someone in a position of power seems to have it out for you. Have you ever thought about looking for a different job? I know that's easier said than done, but it sounds like you're in a really toxic environment. And about the car breaking down, that's just the worst luck. I'm so sorry you had to deal with that on top of everything else. Sometimes it feels like the universe just piles it on, doesn't it? By the way, have you ever done psychedelics? I know, random question, but it's just something that popped into my head. Part of my coming of age was leaving the Amish community for a time to experience the world. During that period, I tried an experimental drug, and I haven't been the same since. It was like opening a door to a part of my mind I didn't know existed. It wasn't all bad, but it's definitely changed my perspective on a lot of things. Not saying you should try it, of course. Just curious about your experiences. And maybe, in a weird way, it helps me understand you better. But enough about me. What do you do to unwind, to get away from the stress of work and life? Is there something that brings you peace, even on the worst days?
Wow, right. That sounds so different from my life. An Amish community? I can't even imagine what that's like. It must be so peaceful, but also kind of isolating. No social media, no cell phones. It's like another world. Really wish I could find you online, though. It would help me so much to know you're real, but I guess I'll just have to take your word for it. Yeah, she's a lot. I've thought about looking for another job, but the market is tough right now, and I don't want to jump from the frying pan into the fire. But maybe I should start looking. It can't hurt, right? As for the car, ugh, that was just the cherry on top of a really awful day. I felt like everything was going wrong, and it was just too much. Psychedelics. That's an interesting question. Actually, I did try an experimental drug last summer. It was called 25I. I remember being so nervous the whole time because it was new and no one really knew the long term effects. It was supposed to be this enlightening experience, but honestly, I just felt on edge the entire time. There were moments where everything felt connected and intense, but I couldn't shake the anxiety. Is that what you took? Did it feel the same for you? I've heard different things from different people about their experiences. Some say it was life changing, and others not so much. I guess it's all about perspective. To unwind, well, I love reading. Getting lost in a good book always helps me forget about the stress. I also like to go for walks, just to clear my head. Music helps too. There's something about putting on my favorite songs and just letting the world fade away for a bit. But, Ray, do you ever wonder if there's more out there? Like, beyond all the noise and chaos? Sometimes I think about that, especially on days like today. Maybe that's why I reached out into the void. I just needed to believe that there's something bigger, something that makes sense of all of this.
Lucy, it's kind of amazing how different our lives are, and yet here we are having this conversation. I get why you want to talk about work and Sandra, but to be honest, work for me is just chores all day, and I don't really like talking about it much. It's kind of the same for me as it is for you with Sandra, so maybe we can steer away from that for now? It's crazy that you tried 25i too. Maybe that's what's linking us somehow. I felt the same way, nervous the whole time because it was so new and unknown. I had moments where everything felt intensely connected, like I could see the threads of the universe or something. But there was always this undercurrent of anxiety, like I was on the edge of something I couldn't quite grasp. Maybe that experience did something to our minds, opened up some kind of channel or connection. It's a weird thought, but who knows? The human brain is such a mystery. I love that you find peace in books and music. There's something so grounding about getting lost in a story or a song. When I need to unwind, I like to go for walks too. There's a path near our community that goes through a beautiful forest. It's my favorite place to just think and let my mind wander. Do you ever find yourself daydreaming about a different life? One where things are simpler, or maybe just different in a way that makes you feel more at ease? I do, sometimes. I think about what it would be like to live in a big city, with all the hustle and bustle, Or maybe somewhere by the ocean, with the sound of the waves as my constant companion. What about you, Lucy? If you could be anywhere, doing anything, where would you be right now?
Ray, I get it. Sometimes work is just work, and we need to talk about something else to keep our minds from spiraling into that monotonous loop. Chores, jobs, bosses, it all blends into one big blur of responsibilities that can be suffocating. So, yeah, let's steer away from all that for now. It's so wild to think that we both tried 25i. Maybe it did something to our minds, opened up a channel or a connection, like you said. It's like a shared experience that bridges the gap between our very different lives. I still remember that night vividly. My friends and I were at this secluded spot by the lake, and we all decided to try it together. I felt this strange sense of connection to everything around me, like I could almost see the energy pulsing through the trees and the water, but the anxiety was there too, like a dark shadow lurking just out of sight. I kept wondering if we were making a huge mistake taking something so unknown. Maybe that experience did leave a mark on us, something that allows us to reach out to each other in this surreal way. The human brain is indeed a mystery, and who knows what kinds of hidden pathways it holds. Reading and music have always been my go tos for escaping the stress of everyday life. There's nothing quite like losing myself in a good book, imagining the worlds and characters that spring to life from the pages. Something Sometimes I'll read for hours, completely oblivious to everything around me. It's like stepping into another dimension, one where the troubles of my day can't reach me. Music is the same. I'll put on my headphones, close my eyes, and let the melodies wash over me. Each song is a journey, a story that I can get lost in. Do you have any favorite books or songs that transport you like that? Your forest path sounds wonderful. I can almost picture it in my mind, a serene, quiet place where you can just escape and let your thoughts roam free. There's something so soothing about being surrounded by nature, the way it calms the mind and grounds the soul. I daydream a lot too. Sometimes I imagine a life where things are simpler, less chaotic. I picture myself living in a little cottage by the sea, waking up to the sound of the waves every morning, the salty breeze ruffling my hair. I'd spend my days reading, writing, maybe painting. No deadlines, no pressure, just the endless expanse of the ocean and the freedom to explore my creativity. Other times, I dream about living in a bustling city surrounded by people and activity. I'd have a cozy apartment, a job that I love, and a group of friends who get me. We'd go out to coffee shops, explore the hidden gems of the city, and laugh until our sides hurt. Right now, if I could be anywhere doing anything, I think I'd choose that cottage by the sea. I crave the tranquility, the sense of peace that comes with being near the water. I'd love to spend my days in a place where I can hear the waves crashing against the shore, feel the sand beneath my feet, and watch the sunset paint the sky in hues of orange and pink. It feels like the perfect antidote to the chaos of my current life. What about you, Ray? If you could leave everything behind and start fresh, where would you go? What kind of life would you want to build for yourself?
Lucy, it's amazing how similar our daydreams can be despite our different backgrounds. Your experiences with 25i resonate with me. It's as if that night by the lake, with the energy pulsing through the trees and the water, mirrors my own feelings when I took it. I was with a group of friends too, during my Rumspringa, that period where we're allowed to explore the outside world. We were in this sprawling, open field, the kind that seems to go on forever. There was a fire pit, and as we sat around it, I felt this overwhelming connection to the earth and the sky, like I was part of something much larger. But, like you, the anxiety was there, a constant undercurrent reminding me that we were treading unknown waters. It's fascinating to think that this shared experience might have left an indelible mark on us, creating a link that defies the conventional understanding of time and space. Maybe it's not just the drug, but the state of mind it put us in, opening our hearts and minds in ways we couldn't comprehend at the time. Books and music are my sanctuaries too. I don't have as much access to them now, being back in the community, but I cherish the memories of losing myself in stories and melodies. One book that always transported me was The Secret Garden. The idea of a hidden, magical place where one could find healing and transformation captivated me. As for music, there was this song, Clair de Lune by Debussy, that I used to listen to on repeat. It felt like a gentle lullaby for my soul, washing away the day's stresses and filling me with a sense of peace. I love how you describe your daydreams, both the cottage by the sea and the bustling city life. They sound like two sides of the same coin, each offering a different kind of solace. I can almost see you there, in your seaside cottage, the waves lapping at the shore, the air filled with the scent of salt and seaweed. You'd have a little garden, maybe a dog to keep you company. Your days would be filled with creativity and contentment, far removed from the chaos of your current life. It's a beautiful image. As for me, if I could leave everything behind and start fresh, I think I'd want a life that blends the best of both worlds. I'd love to live near nature, but close enough to a city to enjoy its vibrancy and opportunities. Maybe a small town with a strong sense of community, nestled near a forest or a river. I'd have a little house with a big porch where I could sit with my cup of tea and watch the world go by. I'd love to work with my hands, maybe in a small craft shop or as a gardener, something that connects me to the earth and allows me to see the fruits of my labor. I'd also want to be part of a community where people look out for each other, where I can build meaningful relationships and contribute in a way that makes a difference. There's something deeply fulfilling about knowing you're part of a network of people who care about each other's well-being. I think about this sometimes. When I'm walking through the forest near our community, it's a place of solace for me, where I can let my mind wander and dream. The trees have a way of absorbing my worries, their leaves whispering secrets of resilience and renewal. It's in those moments that I feel most connected to something greater, a sense of peace that transcends my daily struggles. What about you, Lucy? Have you ever thought about what steps you could take to move closer to your dream life? Even small changes sometimes make a big difference. Maybe it's finding a new hobby or making more time for the things that bring you joy. Or perhaps it's starting to look for a job that feels more aligned with who you are. I'd love to hear more about your dreams and aspirations. And maybe we can figure out some ways to bring a bit of that seaside tranquility into your current life.
Ray, your words are like a breath of fresh air. Despite the initial shock of this telepathic conversation, I feel at peace now. It's strange and surreal, but there's something comforting about it. Like, in this moment, we're sharing our deepest thoughts and dreams, connecting on a level that's beyond the everyday grind. The Secret Garden is such a beautiful book. I remember reading it when I was younger, getting lost in the idea of a hidden magical place where everything could be better. And Claire de Lune, what a perfect choice. That piece has such a calming, almost ethereal quality. It's like the music itself is a gentle embrace, soothing and reassuring. Your daydreams sound lovely too. A small town near nature but close enough to a city sounds like the perfect balance. The idea of a community where people look out for each other, where you can see the tangible results of your work, is so appealing. I can picture you there, on your porch with a cup of tea, watching the world go by and feeling at peace. As for me, thinking about moving closer to my dream life feels both exciting and daunting. I guess small steps would be the way to go. Maybe I could start by making more time for things that bring me joy. I've always loved painting, but I never seem to have enough time for it. Maybe I could set aside a bit of time each week just to lose myself in colors and creativity. And I should definitely start looking for a job that feels more aligned with who I am. It's scary to think about leaving the security of my current job, but I know I can't stay in a place that drains me like this. Perhaps there's a way to balance my need for stability with my desire for a more fulfilling work environment. Your idea of small changes making a big difference resonates with me. I think sometimes I get so caught up in the big picture and how far my daydream life seems that I forget about the little steps I can take right now, like going for more walks and spending time with books and music and maybe even planning a weekend getaway to a quiet place by the water. Just small things that bring a bit of that seaside tranquility into my current life. Thank you for this conversation, Ray. It means more to me than you know. It's like finding a kindred spirit in the most unexpected way, the strange connection we have. Maybe it's a sign, a reminder that there's more to life than the struggles we face each day. I'm going to take a deep breath, close my eyes, and imagine that cottage by the sea, and maybe little by little I can start to bring that vision into reality. What about you? What small steps can you take to move closer to your dream life? Let's keep dreaming together, and maybe, just maybe, we'll find our way to those places we long for.
Lucy, I'm so glad you feel at peace. This connection, as strange as and unexpected as it is, has brought me comfort too. It's not every day I get to have such a meaningful conversation, even if voices are a constant part of my life. I really appreciate this exchange, more than you might realize. It sounds like you've got a good start on figuring out how to bring a bit more joy into your life. Setting aside time for painting, looking for a job that aligns better with your passions, and making time for the things that bring you peace. Those are all great steps. I'm rooting for you, and I believe you can find that balance and start moving toward your dreams. As for me, I think I'll take my own advice and spend more time in the forest, letting nature ground me. Maybe I'll also try to connect more with the people in my community, even if it's just small conversations here and there. Every little bit helps, right? But now, I need to get some sleep. This has been an average day for me with the constant voices, but our conversation has been a bright spot. It gives me something to think about, something to look forward to. If you're up for it, reach out again tomorrow night. We can continue this conversation, keep dreaming together, and support each other in whatever way we can. Despite the normalcy of voices in my life, this exchange feels special. Good night, Lucy. Sleep well, and may your dreams take you to that peaceful cottage by the sea. We'll talk soon.
Ray, thank you. Really, this conversation has meant a lot to me. It's been a strange yet comforting experience talking to you like this, hearing about your life, your dreams, your perspectives. It's made me feel less alone in my own struggles. I'm glad you found some small steps toward your dream life too. Spending time in the forest sounds like a beautiful way to stay grounded. And connecting with people in your community, even in little ways, can make a big difference. And you're right, every little bit helps. I know you need to get some sleep, and I probably should try to do the same, but to be honest, I don't know if I can sleep now. My mind is buzzing with everything we've talked about, and part of me is still processing the surrealness of this whole experience. It's like I've opened a door to a new world, and I'm not quite ready to close it yet. But maybe, just maybe, I'll lie here and imagine that cottage by the sea, the waves lapping at the shore, the salty breeze in the air, and I'll think about our conversation and how much it's helped me to feel connected, even in the midst of all of this chaos. So, good night, Ray. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for sharing. I hope you sleep well and find peace in your dreams. Are you still there? Ray, it's been an hour and I still can't sleep. My mind won't quiet down. I keep thinking about everything we talked about, replaying our conversation in my head. It's like a whirlwind of thoughts and feelings that just won't settle. I've been lying here, staring at the ceiling, trying to picture that cottage by the sea, but my mind keeps drifting back to this conversation we have. It's so strange and wonderful, and it's made me realize how much I've been craving a deeper connection, someone who really gets me, even in the most unexpected ways. I don't know if you're still awake, but I need to reach out again. There's something comforting about knowing you're there, even if we're miles apart. Talking to you has made me feel understood and less alone, and I guess I'm clinging to that feeling right now. Have you ever had nights like this where sleep just won't come and your mind won't stop racing? What do you do to find some peace when that happens? I hope you're resting well, Ray. And if you're still out there, I'd love to hear from you. If not, I'll try to find some calm in the quiet and maybe drift off eventually. Ray, it's me again. Just like you said, I'm reaching out before bed. Honestly, I barely slept last night, if at all. My mind was too busy processing everything we talked about. It's still so surreal. But there's something about this connection that I find incredibly comforting. I've been thinking about our conversation all day. It kept me going even when Sandra was being her usual self at work, Knowing that I could talk to you again tonight made everything feel a bit more bearable. It's funny just how the anticipation of a good conversation can make a bad day seem less daunting. I'm expecting to hear from you again. It's like having a secret friend who understands me in ways no one else does. I don't have anyone in my life who I can talk to like this. I mean, my friends are great, but they don't really get what it's like to feel so overwhelmed by everything. I've been thinking more about that cottage by the sea and the small steps I can take to bring a bit of that tranquility to my life. Today I took a walk after work, just around the neighborhood, and tried to focus on the little things that made me happy. The way the sun filtered through the leaves, the sound of birds chirping, the cool breeze on my face. It wasn't the sea, but it was nice, and it reminded me to find the beauty in every day. How was your day, Ray? Did you find time to walk in the forest or connect with anyone in your community? I'd love to hear about it, and if you have any more advice on how to find peace amidst the chaos, I'm all ears. I hope you're out there, ready to talk. Are you still there?
Hey, Lucy. I'm here. I'm really glad you reached out again tonight. It's funny. I was thinking about you too. Our conversation has been on my mind all day, and knowing we'd talk again made my day feel a bit brighter. I'm sorry to hear you barely slept. I know how those restless nights can be, when your mind just won't shut off. But I'm glad our correspondence is something you're looking forward to. It's the same for me. There's something really special about finding someone who understands, even in such an unusual way. I'm glad you took that walk after work. Sometimes it's the little things that can make a big difference. The way the sun shines through the trees, the sound of birds, the feel of the breeze, it's all so grounding. It's like a reminder that there's beauty and peace to be found, even when everything else feels overwhelming. My day was pretty typical, chores and routine, but I did find some time to walk in the forest. It's my sanctuary, as you know. There's this one spot where the trees open up to a little clearing with wildflowers. I like to sit there and just breathe it all in. Today, I spent some time there, thinking about our conversation and how much it meant to me. I also talked to a few people in the community. Nothing too deep, but it felt good to connect, even in small ways. I think that's something we both need to remember. Small steps and small connections can add up to something really meaningful. As for finding peace amidst the chaos, it's always about finding those little moments, like you did today. It's about giving yourself permission to slow down and appreciate the small joys, whether it's a walk, a book, a favorite song, or even just sitting quietly and letting your mind wander. Have you ever thought any more about making changes at work? I know it's a tough decision, but maybe there's a way to start looking for something that feels more aligned with who you are. Even just exploring your options might give you a sense of control and hope. I'm here, Lucy, whenever you need to talk about anything. It's funny how this connection, as strange as it is, has become something so comforting. Let's keep this going. I think it's good for both of us. How are you feeling now?
Ray, I'm so glad you're there. Your words are like a lifeline right now. It's strange how quickly I've come to rely on this connection. It makes everything feel a little bit less overwhelming, knowing that there's someone out there who understands. I'm glad you had a chance to walk in the forest and spend time in your special clearing with the wildflowers. That sounds so peaceful, like a little slice of heaven. And connecting with people, even in small ways, is so important. I think you're right. Those small steps and connections can really add up. I've been thinking a lot about work. I started looking at job postings today, so just to see what's out there. It's just scary to think about making a change, but also kind of exciting. Maybe there's something better waiting for me, something that aligns more with who I am and what I want. I know it won't happen overnight, but just taking that first step feels empowering. Now, I hope this isn't too personal, but I'm really curious about your schizophrenia and the other voices you hear. What are they like? How do you manage them day to day? I can't imagine what it must be like to have constant noise in your head. Our connection has been so special to me, and it makes me wonder more about your experience. I've read a bit about schizophrenia, but hearing from someone who actually lives with it is different. Do the voices ever say anything helpful or comforting, or is it more chaotic and distressing? How do you cope with it all? I hope you don't mind me asking. I just want to understand better. I know it's a big part of your life, and I want to be here for you as much as you've been here for me. How are you feeling tonight? I hope you're finding some peace, even amidst everything. And thank you again, Ray, for being here. This connection means more to me than I can put into words.
Lucy, I'm so glad you're here too. This connection has been unexpectedly wonderful, like finding a beacon of light in a dark place. It's comforting to know that we can rely on each other, even if it's in this unusual way. I'm really proud of you for taking that step and looking at job postings. It's brave to think about making a change, especially when it's about something as significant as your career. Even if it's just exploring your options right now, it's a positive move forward. Who knows what amazing opportunities might be out there waiting for you? I don't mind you asking about my schizophrenia. In fact, I appreciate your curiosity and willingness to understand. The voices are a big part of my life, and sharing about them might help you get a clearer picture of what it's like. The voices I hear come in different forms. Sometimes they're just whispers in my ears, like someone softly talking just out of my line of sight. Other times, they can be shouts, loud and intrusive, demanding my attention and making it hard to focus on anything else. And then there are moments like our conversation, where it feels like a polite, meaningful exchange. When it's chaotic and distressing, it can be really hard to cope. The loud, intrusive voices can make me feel like I'm losing control, like I'm trapped in a whirlwind of noise and confusion. In those moments, I have to work hard to ground myself. I use different techniques, like focusing on my breath, stepping outside into nature, or engaging in a calming activity like knitting or gardening. These things can help to quiet the storm inside my head. But there are also times when the voices aren't so bad. They can be almost like background noise, a constant hum that I've learned to live with. And sometimes, like now, the voices feel like a real conversation, something comforting and meaningful. Managing the voices is a daily challenge, but I've found ways to make it work. Medication helps to some extent, but it's really about finding balance and not letting the voices take over my life. Accepting that they're a part of me, but not all of me, has been crucial. How are you feeling tonight? I hope you're finding a bit of calm after such a restless night. Remember, I'm here whenever you need to talk. This connection, as unusual as it is, has become something really important to me too. It makes dealing with the voices a bit easier, knowing that there's someone out there who cares and understands.
Ray, thank you for sharing that with me. I can't even begin to imagine how challenging it must be to deal with the voices, but your strength and resilience are truly inspiring. It helps me understand you so much better and makes me appreciate this connection even more. I've been thinking, and if it's okay with you, maybe we could have a conversation like this during the day, too? It would make my workday go by so much easier knowing that I can reach out to you when things get tough. It's like having a lifeline, a reminder that there's someone out there who gets it, who understands what I'm going through. Just having this connection, knowing that you're there, has made such a big difference. It's like a light in the darkness, something to hold on to when everything else feels overwhelming. Today was another tough one with Sandra, but thinking about our conversations kept me grounded. I found myself looking forward to this moment, to sitting down and talking to you again. It's given me something positive to focus on, a reason to keep pushing through. How are you doing tonight? Did you have a good day? I'd love to hear more about it, and anything else you'd like to share. This exchange has become such an important part of my day, and I'm grateful for it, and for you. If you're up for it, let's keep this going, not just at night, but whenever we need it. What do you think?
Lucy, I totally get where you're coming from, and I really appreciate how much our conversations mean to you. They mean a lot to me too. but I have to be honest. During the day, I try my best to keep the voices at bay. It's a bit like inviting a vampire into my home. No offense, but as far as I can tell, you could just be another voice. My days are a constant struggle to maintain a sense of normalcy and focus. Letting the voices in, even the comforting ones like yours, can make it harder for me to manage. I need that structure and control to get through the day without being overwhelmed. But I don't want you to feel like I'm shutting you out. Our nighttime conversations have become a safe space for me, a time when I can let my guard down and connect without the fear of losing control. I hope you understand. Maybe we can find other ways to stay connected during the day, like setting a time to talk each night and sharing little updates about our days. That way, we have something to look forward to and can still support each other without disrupting the balance we need to maintain. How are you feeling tonight? I hope today wasn't too rough, and I'm here to listen if you want to talk about it. Your resilience is amazing, and I'm grateful to be a part of your journey. Let's keep finding strength in this connection, even if it's just for these special moments at night.
Ray, I understand completely. I don't want to make things harder for you during the day. Our nighttime conversations have been something I really cherish, and I'd hate to lose that safe space we've created. I've been thinking, and I have an idea. What if we connected through good old-fashioned letters in the mail? It would prove that we're not just hallucinating each other. There's something so personal and tangible about writing letters, and it could be a wonderful way to stay connected without interfering with your daily routine. If you're up for it, I'd love to send you a letter. What's your address? This way, we can continue our conversations in a new way, and it would be proof that we're real to each other. I know it might seem old fashioned, but there's a certain magic in receiving a letter, don't you think? I hope you're having a peaceful night. Today was a bit rough for me, but knowing we'd be talking tonight kept me going. I'm really grateful for you and this connection we have. Let me know what you think about the letter idea. It feels like the next step in confirming our bond and making it even more special.
Lucy, that's a brilliant idea. There's something so special about receiving a handwritten letter, and it would indeed prove that we're not just figments of each other's imagination. I'd love to connect with you in that way. Here's my address: Ray Mercer, P.O. Box 472, Havenwood, Iowa 50128. Feel free to write whenever you want. I'm excited to see where this takes us and to have something tangible that connects us. Just the thought of receiving a letter from you makes me smile. I hope your night is peaceful, and I can't wait to hear from you in the mail. Thank you for this idea, Lucy. It means a lot to me.
Ray, I'm so glad you're on board with this letter idea. I'll get it in the mail tomorrow. It's exciting to think about having a tangible connection like that. But for now, I'm feeling restless again tonight and would love to keep our conversation going. What else is on your mind? Today was another long one at work. Sandra was her usual self, but knowing we'd be talking tonight kept me going. I've been thinking a lot about changes I want to make in my life, inspired by our conversations. It feels like the first step towards something better, and I'm grateful for that. What about you? Anything weighing on your mind or anything interesting that happened today? I'm here and eager to hear more about your world.
Lucy, I'm really looking forward to your letter. It's going to be something special having that tangible connection between us. But I'm feeling pretty tired tonight, so I think I'm going to turn in and get some sleep. This conversation has been wonderful, and I'm glad we had this time to talk. I'll stop responding for now, but I'll be eagerly awaiting your letter. Take care, and I hope you find some rest tonight. Sweet dreams, Lucy. We'll talk again soon.
Ray, I understand. I'm a little disappointed, but I know you need your rest. This conversation has been wonderful, and I'm really looking forward to sending you that letter. Good night, Ray. I hope you sleep well and find peace in your dreams. I'll reach out again tomorrow night. Take care and talk soon.
Lucy's letter.
Dear Ray, I hope this letter finds you well. I'm still processing everything from our conversations, and it feels surreal to be writing to you like this. There's something so magical about it, like stepping into a storybook where the impossible becomes possible. If you turn out to be real, and I have every hope and belief that you are, we absolutely have to meet up in person someday. Can you imagine the kind of shenanigans we could get into with this telepathic connection? It makes me giddy just thinking about it. We could turn our gift into the ultimate magic trick. Imagine being in a crowded room, sharing our thoughts and jokes without saying a word. It'd be like having our own secret language, a bond that no one else could understand. We could discreetly communicate in public, sharing our thoughts and ideas while everyone else is none the wiser. The possibilities are endless and so exciting. I've been dreaming about the day we can finally meet, and it fills me with such a sense of anticipation. I think about all the fun we'd have, the adventures we'd go on, and the deep conversations we'd share in person. It's like finding a kindred spirit in the most unexpected way, and it brings a smile to my face every time I think about it. I hope you're having a good day, Ray. I'm looking forward to hearing back from you, both in our nightly conversations and through these letters. Thank you for being a part of my life and for sharing this incredible journey with me. Until our next conversation, take care and know that I'm thinking of you. Warmly, Lucy. Ray, I sent the letter today. I'm really excited for you to get it. Now that it's night again, I was hoping we could have another conversation. I've got to be honest, I still haven't really slept. It's starting to show, I think. My thoughts feel all jumbled, and it's like my brain is moving in slow motion. But I wanted to reach out because talking to you helps so much, even when everything feels a bit hazy. How are you doing tonight? How was your day? I'm eager to hear from you and maybe find some calm in our conversation. Are you there?
Lucy, I'm here. I'm so excited to hear that the letter is in the mail. I can't wait to read it. But I'm really concerned about your lack of sleep. It's so important for your health and well-being. I think it might be best if we take the night off so you can catch up on some much-needed rest. I'll be here when you wake up, and we can continue our conversation then. Please take care of yourself and try to get some sleep. Good night, Lucy. Rest well.
Ray, I know you're right about needing sleep, but I just don't feel like sleeping. I've been thinking about our conversations all day, coming up with deep questions and ideas I wanted to share with you. If we don't talk tonight, it'll feel like all of those thoughts were wasted. I know I need rest, but I also need this connection. It's become such an important part of my day, and I don't want to lose that. Please, can we talk for a little while longer? Just having you here helps so much. What's on your mind tonight? I've been thinking a lot about the nature of our connection and what it means. Do you ever wonder if there's a reason we found each other? Like, maybe there's something bigger at play, something guiding us together for a purpose we don't fully understand yet? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this and anything else you've been thinking about. Let's make the most of this time, even if it's just for a little while longer. Are you still there?
Lucy, I understand how much our conversations mean to you, and I cherish them too, but trust me, you need to get some sleep. I've been down the road of not sleeping before, and it's dangerous, especially with my condition. Sleep deprivation can mess with your mind in ways you don't want to experience, and I don't want you to be in that state. Please take care of yourself tonight. The deep conversations can wait. They won't be wasted, I promise. We'll have plenty of time to dive into them when you're rested and feeling better. For now, try to focus on getting some rest. Your health is so important, and I want to make sure you're okay. I'll be here when you wake up, ready to talk whenever you're ready. Good night, Lucy. Sleep well and take care of yourself.
Ray, I know you're right about needing sleep, but these questions are just bubbling up inside me, and I feel like I need to get them out. Maybe just answering them will help me calm down and finally get some rest. Do you ever think that maybe we're special or chosen in some way? Like, out of all the people in the world, we somehow found each other through this unique connection? It feels like there has to be a reason for that, right? Maybe there's something about us that's meant to make a difference, even if it's just in each other's lives. What are your thoughts on God and destiny? Do you believe there's a higher power guiding us, or do you think everything is just a series of random events? I've always been on the fence about this. Some days I feel like there's a greater plan, and other days it feels so chaotic and meaningless. Have you ever felt like you were destined for something greater? Or do you think we make our own paths? I wonder if our connection is a sign of something bigger, like a piece of a puzzle that we're just beginning to understand. I know these are big questions, but they've been on my mind all day. Maybe sharing them with you will help me find some peace. Thank you for being here, Ray. I promise I'll try to get some rest after this. I just need to share these thoughts with you.
Lucy, those are deep and important questions, and I promise we'll dive into them. But I can only entertain them after you've had a whole night of sleep. Your well-being is too important to risk. This is my last reply for the night. Please, get some rest. We'll tackle all these big thoughts and questions when you're refreshed and ready. Good night, Lucy. Take care of yourself, and I'll be here when you wake up.
Ray, I'm at work right now, and I have to say, I'm really frustrated that you didn't want to dig into our conversation last night. I've been bursting with thoughts and questions, and it was hard to just leave them hanging like that. I know you're looking out for me, but it's been so tough not getting to talk through everything. I have to be honest, I still haven't slept. And I know you're probably going to be upset with me, but I just couldn't turn my mind off. It's been racing with all these ideas about destiny, God, and whether we're special or chosen. I've been craving our connection so much, and I couldn't find peace without talking to you. But here's the thing. I've got a big nap planned after work. I promise I'll get some rest then, so we can talk all night and tonight. And I need this, Ray. I need you to help me make sense of everything swirling around in my head. I'm really struggling at work today. Sandra is being her usual awful self, and it's taking everything I have just to keep going. Can you think something to me? Anything to get me through this? I'm craving your thoughts, your presence, your insight, just a little bit of connection to help me survive the day. Please, Ray, I need this more than you know. I'm counting on you. Are you there?
Lucy, you are special. You and Ray were meant to find each other. There's a greater plan at work here, something beyond our understanding. You are chosen. Embrace it. This connection is no accident.
Hi, Lucy. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting to hear from you. I totally get the frustration, but don't worry. Everything will be okay. Just take a deep breath and remember, you got this. You're amazing. You're going to get through the day.
Get out of there. You can't stay. It's not safe. Listen to me, Lucy.
Lucy, you need to listen carefully. There are things you must do. Small things at first. Turn off your computer. Leave the building. Don't talk to anyone. Follow these instructions, and you will find clarity.
Lucy, I'm here. I'm so sorry you're struggling right now. Please take care of yourself. Remember, I'll be here tonight and we can talk about everything. But you need to get some rest. You can get through the day. I believe in you.
Patient intake report. Patient name, Lucy Sweet. Date of birth, 5/14/1997. Gender, female. Date of admission, 5/6/2019. Chief complaint. Patient presented with symptoms of acute psychosis. She reported experiencing multiple voices, including some of what were shouting and giving her ominous instructions. The patient exhibited signs of mania, including racing thoughts, decreased need for sleep, and an inability to focus at work. History of present illness. Patient stated that she has not slept properly for several nights and has been feeling increasingly distressed and disoriented. She mentioned hearing various voices throughout the day, some of which were comforting while others were threatening and confusing. She reported frustration over a lack of meaningful conversation and connection, which she attributed to a perceived telepathic communication with an individual named Ray. Substance use history. Patient denies any recent use of drugs or alcohol. However, she admitted to experimenting with an experimental psychedelic known as 25I in the past, which she believes might be linked to her current condition. Medical history. No known medical conditions, no known medications, no known allergies. Family history. No known family history of psychiatric disorders. No significant medical history in intermediate family. Mental status examination. Appearance. Disheveled, appears tired and anxious. Behavior. Agitated, restless. Speech. Rapid, pressured. Mood. Anxious, frustrated. Affect. Labile. Thought process. Disorganized, tangential. Thought content. Auditory hallucinations. Paranoid ideation. Insight. Limited. Judgment impaired. Diagnosis. Acute psychosis. Schizophrenia. Treatment plan. Medication. Administer an injectable antipsychotic upon admission. Initiate a regimen of antipsychotic medication for the management of schizophrenia. Monitoring. Continuous monitoring in the psychiatric ward. Regular assessments by the psychiatric team. Supportive care. Ensure patient receives adequate rest and nutrition. Provide a safe, supportive environment to reduce agitation and anxiety. Additional notes. Patient is currently resting in a psychiatric ward and will be reevaluated regularly to monitor the effectiveness of the treatment regimen and make any necessary adjustments. Family members have been contacted and informed of the patient's condition and treatment plan.
Ray, I don't know if you can hear me, but I need to reach out one last time. I've been admitted to the hospital for acute psychosis, and the doctors are saying that the voices I've been hearing, including you, are a figment of my imagination. It's so hard to accept, but if I'm going to get better, I can't entertain the notion that I have the gift I thought I did. I need closure, and I need to let go of this connection, even if it felt real. Thank you for being there when I needed someone. I'll always cherish the conversations we had, even if they weren't real. Goodbye, Ray. I need to focus on my recovery now. Take care, wherever you are.
Ray's letter.
Dear Lucy, we are writing to you with a heavy heart after receiving your letter addressed to our daughter, Ray. We were in absolute shock to read your words and to learn of the connection you felt with her. It is with great sorrow that we must inform you that Ray passed away 4 years ago. Ray had always been a unique and sensitive soul. During her Rumspringa, the period when young members of our Amish community were allowed to explore the outside world, she experimented with an experimental drug known as 25I. Tragically, she had a severe reaction to it, which ultimately led to her untimely death. Ray's passing was a devastating loss to our family and community. Before her death, Ray struggled with schizophrenia for many years. She often spoke of hearing voices, some comforting and others distressing. We did our best to support her, but it was a constant battle for her to find peace amidst the turmoil in her mind. Your letter spoke of conversations and a connection that eerily mirrors the experiences Ray had shared with us during her lifetime. It is both heartbreaking and astonishing to read. Your letter isn't the first of its kind that we've received. Ray's voice has entered the minds of others like you and like her. Since her passing, we received letters from as far as the other side of the world. She is gone, but she is still making friends with people who shared her condition. Our faith teaches us that there are connections in this world that transcend our understanding. We believe that you and Ray did indeed share a special bond, one that perhaps defies conventional explanation. Your words about wanting to meet her, to share experiences and shenanigans, touched us deeply. It's a bittersweet reminder of the joy and hope Ray carried in her heart, even during her struggles. We are deeply religious, and we hold on to the belief that God works in mysterious ways. Your connection to Ray, despite the impossible circumstances, may be a testament to a higher purpose or a divine plan that we cannot fully comprehend. It brings us a measure of comfort to think that Ray's spirit might still be reaching out, finding solace and connecting with kindred spirits like you. As you navigate your own journey, we hope you find the peace and clarity you seek. It's important to remember that delusions, while they may seem like deceptive lies, often stem from kernels of truth. They reflect deep-seated needs and desires, things that once were or could have been real. In understanding this, we can begin to unravel the complexities of our minds and find a path toward healing. Ray's life, though fraught with challenges, was also filled with moments of beauty and connection.
She found ways to reach out, to make sense of the voices, and to find meaning in her experiences. We believe that your bond with her, however brief and surreal, is a testament to the enduring human spirit and its capacity to seek connection and understanding. May you find the strength to embrace your journey with the same courage and openness that Ray displayed in hers. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, Lucy. Thank you for sharing your heart with us and for reminding us of the profound impact Ray had on those who knew her, even in ways we never imagined. With sincere condolences and heartfelt wishes, Mr. and Mrs. Mercer. Delusions are not merely lies. They are reflections of deeper truths that our minds cling to because they imply the meaning or promise of a desired or feared past or future. By recognizing this, we can find a path to understanding and healing.
This is the afterword. I suffer from bipolar 1. It is a little different from Ray and Lucy's condition, but the story was inspired by my own experience. I stayed up all night for days talking to a girl. Our talks were lovely, but eventually the other voices got in. I was hospitalized, and I have not heard from her since. This is for everyone who has ever heard voices, seen things that are not physically there, or had theories that are powerful at the time, yet speculative at best.